Saudi Arabian GP, Charles Leclerc edges Max Verstappen in Practice 1 with Mercedes off the pace. Charles Leclerc fastest from Max Verstappen by 1/10 of a second, but is the Red Bull driver the man to beat? Mercedes adrift in first practice. Watch Practice 2 from the Jeddah Street Circuit live on Sky Sports F1 at 5 p.m. Charles Leclerc continued his flying start to the new Formula One season by setting the pace in Saudi Arabian GP first practice for Ferrari. Leclerc, who claimed his first win since 2019 at the opening Bahrain GP, posted a session-topping 1:30.772 on his final flying lap to top Max Verstappen by a 1/10 of a second, with the pair renewing their rivalry at the front following their scintillating wheel-to-wheel battles last weekend. Recommended 1/5. Lewis Hamilton wasn't expecting apology from FIA over Abu Dhabi as Mercedes say chapter closed. Read more. Recommended by Verstappen, however, did appear the faster driver in the session and displayed ominous pace in the Red Bull, with his best time coming on the hard tire, compared to Leclerc's on the softs. Valtteri Bottas also started well, running third for Alfa Romeo ahead of Carlos Sainz in the other Ferrari. Mercedes, while harboring hopes of a stronger Saudi weekend after struggling for pace in Bahrain, could not join rivals Ferrari and Red Bull with their W13 in the opening practice session. Hamilton calls for changes in Saudi Arabia. We need to see more. When to watch Saudi Arabian GP on Sky Sports F1. Lewis Hamilton was the lead silver car in 9th, 1.5s off the pace, with teammate George Russell only 15th. Hamilton said Mercedes were still struggling with their porpoising, bouncing along the high-speed straights on the Corniche circuit. There was concern for Haas after their brilliant start to the season in Bahrain, with last weekend's hero Kevin Magnussen managing just 2 laps before a hydraulics issue forced him back to the garage in the opening minutes of the session. The team said it was working flat out to enable Magnussen, who finished 5th on his return to F1 in Bahrain, to make it onto track in P2 later on Friday. His teammate Mick Schumacher had the slowest time of all those who completed laps, more than 3.6s off the pace. Meanwhile, Alpine were forced to change Fernando Alonso's engine ahead of the session due to a suspected sealing issue, but have not taken a penalty as the part has been placed back into the engine pool for use later in the season. The French team were able to produce a solid showing, with Esteban Ocon 8th and Alonso 10th. McLaren failed to show major improvement following on from a nightmare start in Bahrain, with Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris both outside the top 10, and team principal Andreas Seidel admitting after the session that other teams have done a better job. Second practice, in more representative evening conditions for qualifying in the race, follows later on Friday, with the session live at 5 p.m. on Sky Sports F1. With build-up from 4:45 p.m.